Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. We are so excited to have you in the house, Coach. We want people to know if they're looking for you, they can find you on the web everywhere at Profits in Daily.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
I
yes,
will
yes.
put that banner up because sometimes my tongue gets twisted. Profits in
And
Daily.
daily.
Coach Karen Fern,
Yeah.
all the way from Toronto, Canada. Wow. International expertise at your fingertips, guys.
Right?
I'm hoping that you have your pencils ready and you're ready to take some valuable notes that will help you do business better, help
Hmm.
you run your personal finances better, as well as your business finances. So don't be scared if you're not in business. It's okay. You can stay tuned because
Yes.
Coach has something for you too. How you
Yeah.
doing today, Coach?
Great, great. Because if you're not in business yet, or you don't want to be, you're still in the business of running your household, running yourself, getting things organized. It's
Running
those
your
same
life.
skills that we take and pull over into business.
Mhm.
So, regardless what you do it. And we're in the love month, right? So
Yeah.
this month, all February, we talk about mindset and things that you love and you create and all that wonderful, wonderful jazz that just allow, when you get out of your own way. I'd written myself several letters at several different times, but I wrote some things to me the other day talking about standing in the doorway. So sometimes you can be just blocking, not even the whole door, but you can be just blocking some of the things that you need to get out of your own way and get done. And when we stop looking at it as a burden, when we stop looking at it as, oh my God, I got to do this versus I get to do it, you think of it differently. The minute you get to do something, it's a joy right there. That getting to do it is a joy. I get to look after my granddaughter. I get to spend time when my grandson was first born to go pick him up, after maternity to pick him up at daycare, when the mom is running late from work. I had the privilege of going and get him. So she didn't have to worry, my son is late and I mean, he can't get back because they work a good ways away and they can't get back. My flexibility allow me to do that. But not only that, when I pick him up, I get to spend a couple of hours with him before they come and get him. So when you get to do certain things versus the burden, it really changes things. So today we're talking about creating. So when you get to create, your mind shifts. You feel different. You start feeling love in your heart. For the people who cook, when they get to create a meal, like I do and bake, we are in joyland in there. For the people who sew, when we sit at the machine, we are happy. For the people who organize, when they get to organize things, they're feeling so fabulous. For the people who love tech, when they get to connect two apps together or see something working on a specific app, there's a lot of joy happening there. It's a lot of creativity happening. Sometimes the app builder didn't even realize how people would have going to use the app in so creative ways that they couldn't even imagine. They built it because they were feeling great and wanting to do it, but then people, get to do more things with it. Like I just started Notions about a week after my recovery, like a week or two ago. I was watching a lot of videos and I said, okay, I'm gonna hop on to Notions and see how I'm gonna use it because I love Trello, I love Asana, and other different kinds of apps that I love. But I'm a pen and paper girl to begin with. And I used to say, how could I take this and how could I use it on apps? Because I truly don't look at my phone first thing in the morning. And so I don't look at technology right away. I kind of go into prayer, exercise, and that sort of stuff first. And so I like to see things on my wall because it just make me know what I got to do and get it done. But these tech stuff still work. The guy from Notions, I think he's the co-founder, he sent me an email the other day saying, what can you do for me? Because it's fairly new, and it's working out for people. In other words, talking about he created this app and now people are using it in such different forms. You can do so many things on there. You get carried away, by the way. But you can do so many things on there, to make your business go in the direction you're looking for it to go in. So these are the things when you talk about creativity and creating and getting your juices flowing, because inspiration come anywhere. That's why when you ask an artist, where you get inspiration from, or an author, they're like everywhere, because everywhere and anywhere, and when you least expect, it comes to you. When you least expect, it comes to you. So what does all this have to do with money and mindset, coach? Well, when you're creating, your mind, as I said before, just start developing in this way. Like, I'd like to find words for it, but I feel it's like this unexplainable way, because everybody, when they're creating, feel differently, and they behave, if they're paying attention, they behave differently. A smile comes from the corner of their mouth, their eyes start twinkling, they giggle for no apparent reason because you're in your glee.
When I think about some of the expressions on the ladies' faces when they put on my cover-ups, it just fills my heart with joy.
Right? There's just joy in creating.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to look at how do we investigate our wants and need when we're creating, because it really answers those questions.
Mm.
It really answers our wants and needs, and in that becomes sometimes the procrastination that you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Procrastination is about you not doing what you're supposed to do. Good morning, Cecilia. How are you, girl? And so you're thinking that you're not getting stuff done. But what if you start looking at procrastination as the path that you're using for your creativity, that is being used to get you further? So I'm going to give you an example. Sometimes you really truly want to do something in your business to move it forward, or something in your home personal life to move it forward, and you feel like you can't do it. And because you're feeling that way, all kinds of things is coming up to support that feeling, so you're not getting it done, and you're in procrastination hell
Oh.
or heaven, however you're going to look at it. And
Oh my gosh. Are you talking to me? Let me move my feet out the way. Let me move my toes out the way. Go ahead.
and you're there and you feel you can't do anything. And so what do you want to do to shift that feeling? First of all, let me say this. What is really happening is the thing you so very much want to do, some part of you is in fear at that moment, circling and spinning around, either because of the doubt that you're not going to do it well, or you're not sure how to move the pin over if you're pinning something, or not sure the neck is going to sit right. And we're talking about the sewing people here. If you were creating an app, how everything is going to show up. For me, I'm creating a journal and a planner. Where do I want people to go in and do stuff in there? So all that sort of stuff at times could make you procrastinate, because your mind is really fighting the idea that you're going to create something new.
Mm-hmm.
Here is how you get past it, and you work in it and then get past it. If you find that you want to do something and you're not sure how it's going to turn out, do it badly. Just get the paper out and do it badly. Decide that this is, I got this book called, I bought this book at a dollar store, and I call it my everything book, my anywhere book. I could be disorderly in this book. Like, I could do whatever. I could write anyhow, upside down, at the side, anyhow, because I'm a neat, organized person. So for me, when things are not in order, my brain don't want me to do it, because that's a built-in thing from years and years. So for me to get, disorganized and messy, I needed to get a place to put it. If not, I end up with sticky notes everywhere. And then I lost some of them and I lost my train of thought. So for me to get out of procrastination, I need to get up and literally start talking for myself. The whole process was going to happen. And I'm saying to myself, I need to do this to get to that. I need to finish this study so that I can open this business, so that I could do this. And I'm talking out of my head all the things that needs to happen. And again, because I'm neat and tidy, I don't want to see it disorganized. So I went to the store and I bought myself a book. I said, I need to put it in a place where I could allow I can allow me to be disorganized. I can allow me to do it badly. I can allow me to mess up, not spell the words right. Nothing's making sense. Once that is done, and I give it 48 hours to 72, I can go back now and get it in the order that I want and
Mhm.
like, so that it doesn't hold me back. So when my brain says to me, Karen, it's not orderly, I get to say, well, it's in my disorganized book, so it's okay. It's in the disorganized place, so it's okay. And it took me a while to figure out these things, because this is why you have to learn who you are and how you work.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
procrastination is just part of all of us. No matter how great we are, we procrastinate in different areas in our lives at different times. But when we get
Oh,
going, we would say, but why was I waiting so long to get this done? Well, you were sorting it out. That's why you didn't do it. So stop being hard on yourself.
okay. I don't feel so bad because it's like, oh my goodness, why isn't this done? And also, it's like I feel like there's been like a 2-year vacation between this and that because of not being able to
Yes.
connect the way I was used to. It's
Yes.
just been
It's hard.
a lot to get it back,
It is
and
hard to
none
get
of us
it
will
back.
ever get it back
Yes. This
to
is
what
why
it
people who
was.
work out all the time. This is why people who, good morning, Jerry, and it feels like, well, they're fit already. Why they keep working out? Because
Mhm.
when you stop, part of you is fighting to stay in that comfort zone, whether you understand it or not, that you've created when you stop.
Mm,
A friend of
mm,
mine haven't worked for 2 years, and she is a go-getter. She is a nurse, so she works all the time. And we talked his last week before the last. I sent her a little, how you doing? Because she's not getting back in. And she said, kind of can't wait to get back in. But she said, can I tell you secretly? Part of me don't want to get back into it. Part of me don't want to go back because now she wants to, but she's fighting this other part of her. Do I really need to go back? Like, why am I going back for? It's not the
mm,
money. And she's just going through this process. But
mhm,
what she's found out through our conversations, that she's frustrated in other areas. And when she works, because she's not a person who's going to open a business. She's a person who loves to work. So this part of her is missing. So she needs to go do it. And we agree, take less hours. Don't work a full week, work 3 days, but get
mm.
out there, because what it'll do is help her in her home life. When she's not working, she gets really frustrated and miserable. So she needs her job. She's not
Gotcha.
here to retire. And so we have to understand the parts that we need to be creative and be stuff. And for her, she loves when she helps. She works with seniors, and she loves helping. She loves taking somebody who the doctor says, hey, um you don't have a lot of more time, or you don't have a lot of more things to do, or whatever is their situation, and
Mhm.
she gets in there and show them that the time they have, they can do anything.
Wow.
And she is the kind of person that the clients that she had when she left that specific organization, they were so sad. I remember some Christmas time she would get such great crazy gifts, but she never did it for that. She did it because she genuinely wanted to see seniors be active, be doing things, not to
Mhm.
say that their life is done because now they're either in a nursing home, or because they're in a care facility, or even in their homes. Like, she does a lot of private too. And people love her because she's getting to work in her genius. So imagine that, and she couldn't go back to work because she wasn't well, and different things happened, and corona and la di da, and she wasn't able to go back. She herself was sick for a long time.
Mm,
And
mhm.
so she's antsy to get back there, but she's frustrated with herself that she's not getting to be, because that's her creative part of her.
Yeah. No.
That's where she create these experiences with people. She create programs with people.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, the coordinator, the program, said to her, do you want my job? She said, I wouldn't want to work at a desk. But she was just creating these experiences for the elderly. Like,
For
they
the
would,
residents, yes.
yes, so they would say, where is where is Bella? When there's somebody that's come, like, isn't she with us today?
Now Jerry says she can relate to, ah, I can relate to her life because Jerry had an injury,
Hmm.
and she's very creative.
Yeah.
She does quilts, she does blankets,
Mm, Sherry
personalizes
girl. Woo.
things for babies.
Yes.
Um, and not being able to express that creativity has really um, given her the same sort of experience that you're talking about. So, can you
Hmm.
continue to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so when for her, like we would be talking about it, especially when she was really sick and she had coronavirus too, and hers, she got really hit really hard,
Mm-hmm.
you know, be, in terms of just the weakness. And I gotta say, for corona, when you're finished and you're feeling good, you just tire easily. That's what I found with it. It
Oh,
makes you, the things you used to do, and you're at a slow pace, and you got to walk your way back into it. And one of the things I offer her up is that she need to get back into working out, because I find even if you work out while you're taking a shower, doing like squats and knee lifts, it
oh,
helps
okay.
you because of the mobility. So one of the things we talk a lot about is getting herself prepared to get back to work. That was one of the things we did. It's just getting herself prepared to get back to work, and going through the moments the joy she used to feel by helping. So even though the experience wasn't happening right away, I wanted her to still experience it by using the memory muscles that reminded her, for the people who send her cards, the people who find out how she's doing, the people
Mm-hmm.
who, I remember she was going to church with this with this couple for a whole year. I was like, what? It wasn't even her job time. Like, she literally would go to church with this couple because they have kids, but they're not here in Toronto. And she would go to church with them so that they would get to church, because at the time, it was 2019, the whole year, because they weren't getting out and it was hard for them to go. And she's like, because we were to meet, and she says, I gotta go to church. I'm like, where? She's like, I've got this couple who really need to get back to church. I'm like, so are you working on Saturday? She's like, no, it's not work. So it wasn't even work. It's that she was feeling so great that they were getting back out to church.
Mm-hmm.
So she would go to church with them on a Saturday and then go to her church on a Sunday, just so that they can get out to church. So she'll go pick them up, take them to church, sometimes take them to brunch. Has nothing to do with her job, but that's where her creativity lies. It really allow her to be in that space.
And
Niceness.
we should allow time for the things that bring us joy.
Mm-hmm. Always.
And evidently that brought her joy. Jerry says, so good. Thank you, Coach. She says,
You're
that's
welcome.
awesome. And yeah, we need to go out of our way to do for others. When we do for others, it brings a joy to us, does it not?
Yes, it does. It does. It does. It truly,
Just
truly does.
yeah,
It
just
truly does.
serving up our gift.
Mm-mm-mm, truly does. And so when you're working in expertise, for me as a coach, when I see somebody's doing good, I call it my grandkids. When I see a client of mine have her business doing well,
Mm-hmm.
and she's soaring, that brings so much joy to my heart, because she's working in her creativity, in her expertise. She's allowing herself to grow and shine. And so somebody else is getting the benefit of it, because everything we do, we are doing it so someone else can get a benefit. Yes, we reap, yes, we enjoy, but somebody else is getting that benefit of it. Somebody
Uh-huh.
else is being able to progress in their business, in their lives, and do better. When I used to be a professional organizer, and I remember helping this lady get her place organized. And I tell people, organize is not putting it in containers and giving away and recycle. Organizing is sitting down with the client at the moment and finding out what is holding them back. What is
Mhm.
keeping them in this place? What they feel imprisoned in this specific space. And she was a sewer. And so we were able to really chat, like, I had several times, but this specific lady I'm talking about, she sewed. And she wanted to know why she keep going to Fabric Land and other fabric places and buying so much fabric, but she wouldn't make anything. And she
Oh
says,
my gosh.
she says, this is crazy. Why am I not making it? And she had this list of the people she wanted to give things to and the things she wanted to do, but she'd injured her hand and she thinks she couldn't sew anymore. So there's this whole process that was happening with her. And I said to her, we're going to categorize everything. But the way you're going to get back to the sewing machine is by doing little things. Like, if you're going to sew, if you really want to get back to sewing, all you're going to do is sew some squares. Like that's it. and then maybe pot holders, and then maybe just cloths to wipe your hand on. And it sounds silly when you're creative and you do all kind of, because she did a lot of great works. But what I was moving her into is to understand that she didn't have to do this big elaborate thing right away. She just had to get back in there slowly but surely. And rather than what we did, rather than have all the fabric in the same area, so every day she goes, she see it, she's fatigued with herself. I just watching that in. We pull out a small portion, and that's the only thing she was going to focus on. And if it took her all year to get that a little bit done, that was it. No pressure. Nobody was waiting on it. These were really just about gift giving. If she did want to start back her business, she can. But what we were focusing in on was getting her creativity juices flowing again, without pressure. Without pressure. I organized her place. I am getting her daughter's place to organize me. And we stayed in contact for a long time after we done business. She just called me up and said, well, Caren, I finally made the skirt we talked about. Sometimes I don't remember everything we talk about, but she finally got the skirt done for her daughter. Or she said, I did the jacket, and it was right on time, because now that I present the jacket, it's the perfect time. So it's, it was delivered on time.
There you go.
And so those sort of things happen when we are creating. And even for me, creating courses and programs, I might think of a program right now and I really want to get it out. But what I learned over time is, if the program is not right to come out, then I have to give myself grace and allow it to simmer and do whatever it needs to do. Whatever you're doing, you got to give it time to do. If you're a baker and you want to bake bread, it's not going to be finished in 20 minutes unless you got some kind of magic yeast. But you have to knead the dough. You got to put it to rest. And then you go back and knead it again, depending on the texture you want. If you want it fine kneading, you're going to knead it about 2 or 3 times. And so every time the dough rises, you're going to go back and knead it, and you feel like it's defeating the purpose because it's going back down into the smaller ball. But what you're doing is getting it really fine and tight, and then you leave it, and then it raises again. And then when that happens, now you make it off into the type of bread you want. And again, you cover the bread and you wait for it to raise again before it goes into the oven. You see all the processes we're going through here? Now think about bread. If you're ever stuck and want to know how you're going to get past it, it takes time. The delicious bread that we eat, or you go any place that have fresh bread, that baker's in there 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to get you the bread the time you're getting the bread early in the morning, because you got to wait for it to rise. I mean, they have machines that do it faster, but still there's still this process that happens.
Wow.
And we are always in a hurry with our business, our lives. We want it to get going and moving. And the truth is,
and I think because we hear so many voices saying, you need to.
Yes. You need to hurry it up. You need to hurry it up. That's what everybody tells us. But the truth is, most things in life takes time. I like to say everything takes time. Even when you see it look like it's running really fast, it still takes time. It takes time to start. It takes time to be in the middle, and it takes time to reach to the end. Because when you reach the end of this specific thing, there's other things that's coming along the way that is in between and doing whatever it needs to do. And
something, when you look at it that way, it's like planting a garden, is it not?
Yes. Truly.
Yes.
Truly. I am not a green thumb. And 2 years ago, I decided to present myself 2 plants. And I watched them, 2 died, 2 survived. So 4. 2 survived.
So you got a 50%.
50%. And I plant peppers, and I plant pop choy. I planted celery. I planted 4 pears. I got 1 pear tree out of the 4 that I planted. I planted ginger and garlic. The garlic didn't make it. The ginger did. But I planted tomatoes.
Okay.
But here was the thing. Here's what gardening did for me. Gardening allowed me to, I do all these little different things. It sounds like I do a lot of things, but I do them because whenever I am frustrated, whenever I can't get through something, whenever I feel like I'm procrastinating, I get to look back of all the things that took me time to see the rewards. When I I cooked fried rice and I had my garden peppers in the fried rice, and everybody was like, even my sons noticed and they noticed nothing. They're like, Mom, the celery and the peppers taste different. I said, yes, that's from your mother's garden. I grew them. They're like, you did? I did. They saw me failing and then they see what happened along the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. So I get to look back and say, I did grow peppers. It took 3 tries, but I did actually had red peppers.
Okay.
It took me time and I lost a lot of the vegetables along the way, like it didn't turn out well or it didn't grow to its full extent. And I'm investigating to see, why did I overwater it? I didn't do this. I didn't prune at the right time. I didn't turn over the soil at the right time. Guys, this is all what we do in our lives and businesses. We don't do things at the right time. We feel we're not doing them on time.
Mm-hmm. We feel like we missed the moment.
Yeah, and we really didn't. We get to participate in the process. We get to participate in the process. We get to be creative in the process. We get to figure out things. When I first learned to cook, I was overjoyed. I had a great aunt who made me feel like the queen of cooking. I was messing up left, right, and center. But that old lady, I tell you, she's like, Caren, the rice was crazy good today. And I was like, but I could see she could barely eat the rice because she's chewing and chewing.
But we all need to be encouraged. And I think if you didn't have an encourager in your life, that is a real concern.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need community, because
That's why you
community
need community. I
will
agree.
celebrate you. So if you
Yes.
miss that part or you miss it now,
It's hard.
find a community.
Find a community. Find
Well,
people who will encourage you, because it don't take a lot to encourage you. I cooked the rice so soft that we turned it into rice porridge once, and she eat it with glee.
yes. Now, Jerry's got a lot of comments over here. She says she's been making pillowcases and wall hangings, so she's going to something simpler than her quilts and things that require a lot of detail
Good.
and time.
Mm-hmm.
She says that this is awesome for her, and says we're correct about we need the right networking,
Yes.
the people who will encourage us.
Yes.
Jerry, I came across the picture yesterday of us at Seasons 52 for the BizChicks meetup from 2018. I was just like, wow, I really
That used to
missed
be
that.
so nice when I saw you guys. That used to
I
be so.
missed that,
Yes.
Coach. So yeah,
Yeah.
you need to stay connected. You can stay connected through the community, and we'll get that announcement
Mm-hmm.
at the end. But yeah, oh my goodness, Coach, these things are so important. Now I know why I've been stagnant. The question is, can I shake it off?
One step at a time. You can shake it off one step at a time. I tell people, even though I'm not a fitness coach, I say, I'm a person who work out my whole life. I danced and I work out. So
Mm-hmm.
dance had nothing to do with my workout. I still work. People always ask me, "Can you swim?" It's in, why are you working out? Because it's more than my workout, and it's about my head space. It really clear things for me.
Mm-hmm.
So if workout does that for you, you want to work out every day, and no matter how small. Walk for 5 minutes if that's all you can do. But walk for the 5 minutes. But every single day, walk for the 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 7 days a week is 35 minutes you've walked. And don't look at how many people doing it in a day. That's what you can do. Your body will tell you when it can do 10 minutes. It'll tell you when you can do 15 minutes. And it'll bring you to that half an hour. Eat right. Eat what you know is right. And treat yourself to the things that just nice to have. Don't stop eating them. Have them. But eat more of what's right for you. Think pattern. Think about great things when bad things come to mind, because it will. Replace it with the good stuff. Talk to yourself with the good stuff. And if everything else is bothering you, pick up your Bible and allow the pages to open to you and read that. Don't go searching for it. It'll just present itself what
Wow.
needs to be read. And then you just sit in silence and just observe and just listen and just be present with the Lord and just be in that moment. Don't try to get up. If you want a cup of water, don't, no, that's just distraction. Just sit there with that for that time and just let it walk through you. And then when you're done, you can get up and get a cup of tea. Matter of fact, by the time you get up, you might even want a cup of tea. It's just part of the distraction because tea is a habit for you. And
Mm.
then you move into the next thing that you want to do. And if that next thing is a nap, don't feel guilty. Go take the nap. Go
Oh my
take the nap.
gosh.
So that when you
Wow.
get back, you can do whatever it is you wanted to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Mary says, thank you, Coach. That was awesome.
You're
She told
welcome.
me to just stand up and just shake, to
Yeah.
shake. She says, great advice, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
she's really excited about the fact that we should give ourselves grace
Yes,
and
yes.
start gradually.
Gradually.
You can't always jump back in the pool where you got
Mm-mm,
out at.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Sometimes you have to
mm-mm.
go back to the shallow and
Yes.
work
Up.
your way up.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because that's all that your mind or your body will allow you to do right
At the time,
now.
yeah. And when you force this is when you get overwhelmed and confused and frustrated because now you're forcing, you're forcing to
Yes.
get there. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, Coach, let's review.
Oh
Oh my
yeah. So
goodness.
today we talk about creating the joys in your life, for your personal and for your business. And how do we investigate our wants and needs? So all those stories I was talking about is investigating you, investigating what you need, what you want, and just working towards them one step at a time, just one step at a time.
Wow. Well, I just want to say thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to acknowledge Celia and Jerry. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. And I
Thank
know
you.
that
Yes.
Cecilia is a caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times she has to sacrifice her time to do other things. And
Yes.
she also
Yes.
has a business. And so we wish you um, success in all your endeavors, ladies. Jerry, I'm sure that there is a market for the
Mm-hmm.
things that you do.
Yeah, are you doing? I should ask Jerry. Are you doing silk pillowcases because people really love those for um,
Did
just
you
like how
say
they like the silk bonnets for sleeping. They like
silk
it.
pillowcases?
Silk or
Hmm.
satin pillowcases are good for the hair if you don't sleep with a bonnet. A lot of people seem to sleep with them. A lot of people like them. Cotton, I love cotton, but if you're sleeping without a bonnet, cotton is not the greatest, but it's good for the cooling. So I don't
Hmm.
know which one you do, but people buy pillowcases extra than their sheets because your sheets only come with two pillowcases. So you buy the extra, to make your bed look pretty and what have you. Actually, any pillow covers, people really love pillow covers.
Yeah, people like to change them out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I am really, oh, Cecilia, Cecilia says thank you. She loves it. We love you too, Cecilia. Um, but yeah, there's a market for what you do.
Oh, for sure.
Um, so call us. Let us help you out. Okay. She says, right. Thank you. You're welcome, darling.
Mm-hmm.
We want to remind everybody that if you are looking for Coach Caren, you can find her at Profits in Daily everywhere on Facebook and on Instagram and on social media in general. If you're looking for Coach Caren, it's Coach Caren Fern, like the plant.
Yes.
Profits in Daily, although we both confess we're not the best green thumbs, but we're
Nope.
learning. Okay. Oh my goodness. So we want you to share this out to your friends. Also, if you're on YouTube, we would appreciate it if you would subscribe. We love you guys. We want you to remember that we are here for you. And if you're looking to be a part of the Biz Chicks community, you can simply text Biz to um, 33777 and become a part of the Biz Chicks community. We are going to be featuring individuals from the Biz Chicks community on First Mondays. So once you become a part of that, you can ask to be a part of First Mondays and schedule your self into the broadcast right there in the
Nice.
community. There'll be a place for you to sign up for that. So until tomorrow, we'll be talking tomorrow with Robin Shamizu and
Mm.
friends, Shamizu and friends about healthy habits.
Yes.
Happy, healthy
Healthy
habits with
habits.
Robin Shamizu and friends.
Fred.
Coach, we love you. We
I
thank you
love you,
so
girl.
much for the time that you pour into us. We do appreciate you, and we can't wait to. We're anxious to find out what these programs are you've been working on. Oh my
We
goodness.
got a workshop coming up soon, money management workshop. So that'll be like the first. And
Okay.
then, yeah, we'll move from there. So as soon as
Money
that, I will.
management. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Let us help you get the word out about that.
Yes.
Make
As
sure
soon as
you
I get the sign up, I'm going to send it to you. And yeah,
and post it
yeah,
in
and put it
the
in this case. Yeah.
BizChicks
Yeah.
community
Yeah. Yeah.
so that, oh my goodness, yes, we need to know more about money management. And Jerry says absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll see you tomorrow, and remember,
Go to
don't
your front of your own line.
yeah, don't be scared to be successful.
No,
Go
no,
to
no,
the
no.
front of your own line. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.